At this hour, a push to change how juveniles could be prosecuted in Maryland. Why one state senator says the current system is hypocritical. An arrest made in January's deadly quintuple shooting near Edmondson Village High School. What the family of a slain 16-year-old is saying as they continue to seek justice.
And a bunch of rain moving through. I'm going to let you know how long it lasts and when we could finally see some drying and some cooling for your weekend in my Weather Authority forecast.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Maxine Stryker. At least 6 children shot over the past 3 days in Baltimore, highlighting an ongoing juvenile crime crisis. We have team coverage tonight, beginning with the hearing right now about a bill that would change how children are prosecuted here in Maryland. Fox 45's Vincent Hill has been following this story all day in Annapolis. Vincent, what's happening now?
Yeah, Maxine, Senate Bill 93, known as the Youth Equity Act, or YES, would actually end the practice of automatically trying anyone under the 18, meaning that case, the age of 18 rather, keeping that case in the juvenile system. Now, Senator Jill Carter and a panel of supporters presenting their case on the Senate floor, saying juveniles should not automatically be tried as adults, even if the charge is something as serious as murder. Carter citing data which says the brain is not fully developed until at least 25 years old. Carter says the bill would treat juveniles fairly across the board when it comes to the justice system.
All this bill does is treat children, when it comes to the criminal justice system, the same way that we treat children in every other area of the law.
But opponents of that bill, like Kurt Wolfgang with the Maryland Crimes Victims Resource Center, disagrees.
It's a terrible, terrible mistake. Even on the most serious offenses, you're talking about taking an individual and putting them into a program for 6 to 9 months and then returning them to the street.
Now, this bill being heard, like you said, Maxine, the same day Baltimore police arrested a 16-year-old for that mass shooting at the Edmondson shopping center where 5 people were shot, one of those dying. Now, in that meeting, which is still going on right now, there's people from all walks of life supporting that bill. You have city leaders, you have state leaders, you have a pastor, and even a man who says he was actually tried as an adult at the age of 16 who now mentors youth. But of course, also inside that hearing, you have quite a few opponents of that bill. I'm going to go ahead and step back inside. For now, we're live in Annapolis. Vincent Hill, Fox 45 News.
All right, Vincent, thank you. Well, an arrest made in the murder of 16-year-old Deontay Dorsey more than a month after he and 4 other students were shot at a shopping center near Edmondson Westside High School. Fox 45's Keith Daniels has more on the investigation.
Well, 16-year-old Deontay Dorsey was killed in that shooting, and tonight police say another 16-year-old boy is responsible for that deadly violence. He's charged tonight with first-degree murder. Now, the shooting happened January 4th. Investigators say the students were shot while on their lunch break outside of Popeyes across the street from the school. When officers arrived to the scene, they found 16-year-old Dorsey, 2 17-year-old males, and 2 18-year-old males, all suffering from gunshot wounds. Now, police say the students were gathered at the shopping center when the suspect started shooting at the group. At the time, Mayor Brandon Scott placed some blame for the shooting on Popeyes for selling to the students and minors during the school day, a violation, he said, of a city ordinance.
This Popeyes has been cited before for selling to minors and students during the daytime. This is something that shouldn't happen because those young people wouldn't be here if they knew they couldn't buy something from this place.
Well, the teen suspect was arrested yesterday. He's behind bars tonight. Meantime, Dorsey's family, in a statement, expressed relief with this arrest, and they say they're grateful for the hard work that detectives did in this case. Reporting tonight, Keith Daniels, Fox 45 News.
We are learning more about a quadruple shooting along Fayette Street in Baltimore. Police say officers got to that scene around 11 p.m. last night, discovering 2 people had been shot. 2 others took themselves to the hospital. 2 of the victims are teens. All 4 are being treated and expected to survive. Police are still investigating, and anyone with information is asked to call Metro Crime Stoppers. And another teenager shot Wednesday evening is fighting for her life at an area hospital. Police say she was shot near a North Baltimore elementary school. Fox 45's Alexa Ashwell looks into the alarming data. The amount of young victims is skyrocketing.
While homicides and shootings are actually down across the city, statistics show those crimes are up among juveniles. The latest victim, a 15-year-old Mervo High School student.
Should be a number one male armed with a gun if he's right outside the school and there's kids inside the school.
Did you say they were going to have the shooting at that location?
Calls for help leading to this scene outside Walter P. Carter Elementary Middle School, where students were gathered for an after-school program in North Baltimore Wednesday evening. Here, police say a 15-year-old Mervo High School student was shot.
She is a freshman at Mervo.
The teen is one of 17 juveniles to be shot in the city so far this year. That's an 88% increase compared to the 9 juveniles who were shot this time last year, according to statistics from the Baltimore Police Department. The data also showing homicides among young people are slightly up, with 5 juvenile homicides so far this year compared to the 4 this time last year.
And I want everyone to get mad and get angry.
The mayor visibly frustrated, even cutting off a reporter when asked what he's doing to stop this violence involving juveniles and what it will take.
Stop right there. I'm telling y'all tonight, I'm not up for it. I'm not up for the dumb questions. I'm up for real questions, not the stupid ones tonight. Let's be honest. What happened here is about breakdowns in our community.
As for what led up to this shooting of a Mervo High School teen, police not yet saying.
We need anybody who saw anything, heard anything, or knows anything to please let us know.
Meanwhile, online, there's been an outpouring of prayers on social media. Many students have been posting pictures and well wishes with the hashtags Pray for Deaths and Pull Through Deaths.
There isn't one thing that's going to stop things like this from happening.
This student has not yet officially been identified. Police again saying she remains in critical condition. No suspect information has been provided. Alexa Ashwell, Fox 45 News.
Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta Tank Davis has pled guilty in connection to a hit and run that injured 4 people in 2020, according to the city state's attorney's office. Online court records show Davis was charged with 14 counts of traffic violations. He was set to stand trial in Baltimore Circuit Court before taking that plea agreement. Sentencing is now set for May 5th. Maxine.
Well, at this hour, representatives for Baltimore Collegiate School for Boys are preparing to fight for their school's future, going before the Baltimore City School Board less than 30 minutes from now. Collegiate's CEO says his school provides an important outlet and opportunity for young boys in Baltimore.
In a city that's desperate, in my opinion, for good news stories, particularly around young African-American males, when, we don't have as many recreation centers or as many activities as we could to try and help the community, to take one more away, one I think, shining light in the city away that's helping African-American boys would be tragic.
Fox 45's Rebecca Pryor will monitor that hearing, and we'll have more on the school's response tonight at 10. Well, not much activity this afternoon at Druid Hill Park in Baltimore. You can see the rain pouring down, bringing a sudden end to what's been a pretty beautiful week so far. Chief Meteorologist Jonathan Myers is here now. How long can we expect this rain to last, Jonathan?
Yeah, and Maxine, early this afternoon had a good band of rain come through. We had some video of it there. Had a little break, and now some more light showers from Green Valley to Gaithersburg, down to Annapolis, even here in Baltimore. And there's more wetness, and actually it gets a lot worse down to our south and west. You can see here as we take a look at the remainder of our weather maker, there's tornado watches, and we've had all kinds of problems here down into the mid and deep south around Mississippi. That area getting several reports of tornadoes today. And then on the north side of this weather maker, there's snow around Chicago. Now, for us, we're on the warm side of this one. So that means, no, we're not going to see the tornadoes or the severe weather, but we do have some on and off drizzle and light rain. Look at these temperatures. They vault back into the low to mid 60s all the way through the late night hours into the early morning commute. We will see more on and off rain towards the morning commute as well. I'm going to track how bad it's going to be for your travels on your Friday morning. Not something people want to see. That's my Weather Authority forecast in a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Jonathan. Here's a look now at today's top trending stories. Number one, parts of Baltimore County are still under a boil water advisory after a water main break Monday night, but the closed portion of York Road has now reopened. Today, DPW handed out water to people in Cockeysville, Hunt Valley, Sparks, and Broadmead. DPW says there's been no evidence of contamination so far, and tests are being conducted as a precaution. And number two, Coppin State University held a ribbon cutting ceremony for the Eagle Achievement Center, a new academic hub designed to bring academic and professional resources under one umbrella.
3, 2, 1,
President of Coppin State University, Anthony Jenkins, cut the ribbon for the center that they hope will become a brand new study center for students. Leaders at the HBCU hope this will help Coppin students reach their goals and improve graduation and completion rates. Number three, City Council member Zeke Cohen sounding off on Baltimore's conduit deal. The Board of Estimates approving that deal, but two members abstained in protest. Only Mayor Brandon Scott and his other two appointed members of the Board of Estimates signed off on the deal with BGE. Now, Councilman Cohen says the Board of Estimates should consist entirely of elected members to prevent corruption. He also suggested possibly abolishing the board entirely. Cohen says the conduit vote was rushed without proper time for community input. Coming up, President Biden addresses suspicious aircraft as the U.S. government shoots down 4 this month. Why he ordered to have them shot down despite saying there's no threat.
$80 billion in new funds for the IRS. So where will that money go? I'm Christine Frizzau on Capitol Hill, where that question still has few answers.
Former baseball player and Hall of Fame broadcaster Tim McCarver has died. McCarver played 21 years in Major League Baseball before becoming a member of the Fox Sports broadcast team, covering 23 World Series. He died of heart failure. Tim McCarver was 81 years old. President Biden is defending his decision to shoot down several foreign objects, saying there's no reason to worry, but there are still several questions.
We don't yet know exactly what these 3 objects were, but nothing right now suggests they were related to China's spy balloon program or that they were surveillance vehicles from any other country.
Well, President Biden says he thinks the objects were likely associated with private companies, possibly studying weather. Biden says he plans on speaking with China's president in the near future. Well, tax season is in full swing, but 88% of calls to the IRS have gone unanswered so far this year. Now a plan to modernize the agency is drawing tough questions, as Christine Frizzell reports.
The deadline will be here before we know it. That dreaded date to file our taxes. The nominee for IRS commissioner promising that due to more resources and more money, the agency will be far more efficient and effective.
My focus should be, I think, on improving service.
Last year's Inflation Reduction Act included $80 billion to help modernize the agency, with questions raised on Capitol Hill about where that money will go.
Are we just going to misspend all kinds of money trying to go after the wrong group of people?
The Treasury Department has already directed the IRS not to use the new funding to increase audit rates for households making less than $400,000 a year.
I want to know whether you are going to commit today that the plan will not allow this supersized enforcement money to be utilized against people who make less than $400,000 per year.
These questions raised as a recent Gallup poll shows of 11 federal agencies and the job they've been doing, the Internal Revenue Service ranked dead last. Some believe it's a result of decades of poor customer service.
They're talking about hiring more agents for audits, but yet they don't have anybody that can answer the questions of small businesses on Main Street that are trying to comply.
Main Street workers, according to Democrats, will be treated more fairly, not less.
This is about going after cheating at the top and doing a better job of collecting what the very wealthy and the big corporations already owe.
Now, there's been a lot of talk about the hiring of 87,000 new IRS agents. The IRS says those claims are exaggerated, and it will instead include the hiring of a lot more customer service agents as well as auditors. The bottom line is, though, we won't really have a lot of these answers until after this tax season. On Capitol Hill, I'm Christine Frizzell.
Taking a live look now at the Inner Harbor. It's been a gloomy Thursday after such a beautiful start to the week, but you're continuing to follow some rain that's moving through the area, Jonathan.
Yeah, we've had the warming trend up to 71 yesterday with sunshine. Today, not as pretty, but still in the mid-60s. And here comes the rain. Baltimore down to Pasadena, Annapolis, and Damascus. Route 70 not looking so good rain-wise. Still catches some of those showers all the way back to about Frederick. Excuse me. And then as you work your way into West Virginia, it's going to get even heavier. There's a flood watch in portions of West Virginia that's kind of off the northern edge of a big line of thunderstorms with tornado watches. There's been some tornado warnings and actual tornadoes that have been confirmed across places like Mississippi earlier on today, early this afternoon, even some damage down this way. And then on the northern and western side of this, north and west of St. Louis, we've got winter weather advisories and snow. Now around here, we're on the rain side. It's milder temperatures for us. I think we're up to, thus far, about a ½ inch of rain in Bel Air as well as at Eldersburg out of our dual polarization radar estimates over the past 6 hours. Here in Baltimore, about a ¼ inch of rain and doing not quite as well down toward Annapolis and Easton. About a 1/10 of an inch of rain, even just a few hundredths south of that. Toyota East Harbor Skycam right now, we do have a lot of clouds. It's kind of a gloomy picture, but no fog at the ground. Winds out of the north at 3, humidity at 97%. Temperatures all across the board are in the 50s, except where it hasn't rained quite as much down toward Denton. We're still in the low 60s. Warmth showers persist overnight tonight, kind of on and off, especially late night tonight. I think that's a better chance of this bigger swath of rain moving eastbound. There's even some thunderstorms associated with that next weather maker, which is a cold front. Beyond it, it does turn colder, and it will turn colder around here by tomorrow afternoon and also Saturday. But don't get too excited. It's not going to be anything like snow-producing weather around here. And in fact, much of the forecast is not looking like that either. So overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning, the on and off drizzle, light rain. Better chance of rain comes toward sunrise tomorrow, about 5:45 a.m. Look at those low and mid 60s to begin the day. And then after about 8, 9 o'clock, a round of rain and thunderstorms, or rain and embedded thunder, could roll through about just prior to midday. After that moves east, and that's our cold front. Look at those temperatures only in the 40s perhaps to wrap up the day. So 53 for tonight. Cloudy skies, mainly late night showers. Winds out of the south at about 5 to 10. Tomorrow hits 63 early. And then the showers end by lunchtime. It's clearing and turning cooler for the afternoon. You're going to notice it as the blustery winds pick up and the sunshine returns. Coming up, your exclusive 10-day forecast. I'll let you know how things look all the way into the weekend and beyond, and let you know if there's any chance of snow in the next 10 days.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Caught on camera, a car spins out of control on a wet highway in Cincinnati. More than 1.5 inches of rain fell on the Queen City this morning. Thankfully, no one was hurt. A snowy morning in eastern Iowa caused several wrecks on highways. And check out this hair ice from Washington State. A fungus found in rotting wood sculpts crystals into thin strands of ice that resemble hair.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
Still ahead, Black-owned restaurant week is about to kick off. We'll introduce you to some of Baltimore's new local flavor. Well, as part of Black History Month, we are continuing to highlight Black-owned businesses in Baltimore. Fox 45's Amy Aronson gives us a taste of one of Baltimore's newest restaurants.
Black-owned restaurant tour week is about to get underway, and we're actually at one of the stops right now where it's well, and I'm here with the chef. Heather Smith is with us this morning. You've made some delicious food and drinks for us here. Why should people come stop in here during the tour?
You know, our food is really good. I think we have some interesting takes on some local favorites. So that should be the #1 poll. But then our drinks follow up with that. They're really good and intentionally thought out. The space is curated just for you. And then I had a customer tell me that people should come in and eat because otherwise we both starve. So that's one way to look at it.
That's a good point. Zeke DeVoe also joining us this morning. This tour, this is just one stop, but why is this tour important for the city of Baltimore?
It's important for the city of Baltimore because a lot of restaurants are a tough industry. A lot of restaurants don't make it.
Right.
We actually have one restaurant from Bourtour last year that didn't make it, unfortunately.
Oh, wow.
But the great thing is we have several new restaurants that have also developed over that past year.
Like this one.
Like this one, and now are part of the tour.
Okay, awesome. Well, everybody should come out. When does it kick off? February 19th, right?
It kicks off February 19th, Sunday before the CIAA. Okay. And the first stop will be at T-Volve at 9 a.m. The second stop will be that same day at 5 p.m. at Black Swan.
Okay, awesome.
The next day, Monday, will be at Bar One. Okay. Tuesday at Magdalena in the Ivy Hotel. Wednesday at Remix. Thursday at Poppy Cuisine. Friday at Hoodfellas. Okay. And then we'll close out Saturday, 9 a.m. at Swill, and then the last stop will be 5 p.m. that same day at Unity.
Perfect. And we've got that whole list up on our website. Head over to foxbaltimore.com for more information. In Pigtown, Amy Aronson, Fox 45 News.
Well, keep following along with our Champions of Courage series. Each week, we are highlighting a Marylander who embodies the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You can watch Olivia Dance's story on one man using martial arts to build bonds in the community right now at foxbaltimore.com.
All right, taking a gander at the exclusive 10-day forecast. 63, but that's a morning high. Temperature drops into the 40s in the afternoon tomorrow, starting with some rain, but that should end. And then it's much cooler on Saturday with high temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. 54 Sunday, 60. Could see a slim chance of a PM shower Monday. And then it stays above average Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe a spot shower here or there. 63 next Thursday, though. And then 53 for Friday. That's the one day out of the next 10 that could be below average on Saturday. Next Saturday with a high 45. We're back to 51 and unsettled next Sunday.
Well, finally tonight, a high honor for the researchers at Mercy Medical Center in Baltimore. They are receiving a presidential award from Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. Thanks to the Blue Dot Initiative. The program is a 24/7 response service for sex workers and human trafficking victims, helping with medical exams, STD testing, and mental health resources. Fire officials, police, and hospitals all collaborate to make sure people get the resources that they need. That's all for Fox 45 News at 6. Family Feud is next. We'll see you again tonight at 10. Have a great night.